Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Sammy. I'm the owner of Strength by Sammy. I'm a women's health coach and a registered dietitian. Today's episode is going to be very different. I have never done a video like this before, so I'm really excited to share. I am going to be taste testing a ton of macro-friendly supplements, Christmas edition, because, I wanted to be festive and all, sharing with you what are good products and what are just honestly trash and false marketing. So let's get right into this episode. But before I go any further, be sure to hit that subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner if you want to see more content related to nutrition, fitness, and overall living a healthy life. So item number one on our macro-friendly list is Ghost Hot Chocolate Protein Packets. I haven't had chocolate in forever, so when I saw hot chocolate protein powder, I was like, yes, please. And it's cute because they're really just like hot chocolate packets, but I've never tried this item, so we're going to taste test it together and to determine if it's really worth it. Now, I chose this item because it's only 130 calories, super calorie friendly. If you're following a calorie deficit, that's not too bad. That's like a typical protein shake. It also has 20 grams of protein, which is fairly high, and it only has 7 carbs, but really only 5 net carbs because it has a few grams of fiber. And then I think fat's about a few grams, so really not bad at all. This product, macro-wise, looks great and only has a few grams of sugar. So this item has low calories, high protein, low sugars, moderate carbs, low fat. It's honestly a pretty good dieting product. I'm going to mix mine with a bit of almond milk because I'm going to build and I can use those extra calories. But let's taste test this item. All right, here we are. It's super cute. I don't think you can see. You can see a little bit. It has the mini marshmallow. So even if it tastes bad, they get a bonus because I love the mini marshmallows and hot chocolate. So let's taste it and see how it is. I'm going to get like a hot chocolate mustache drinking this. Honestly, 10 out of 10. I haven't had hot chocolate in years. I think it's delicious. If you're someone who eats candy and chocolate and hot chocolate all the time, might not be for you, but I would definitely recommend that to a client to switch out for a more macro-friendly option, especially this time of year. I'm definitely going to be sipping this throughout the rest of this video. It's pretty good. Okay, on to product number 2. Of course, I have to throw a protein bar in there, but it is a peppermint bark protein bar. So again, in theme with the holiday season. Now I chose this as number 2, not number 1 for a few reasons. One, this bar has 180 calories, so about 50 calories more than the hot chocolate. So it's not as calorie friendly as the first item. It does have 20 grams of protein, 21, let me correct myself, 21 grams of protein. So about the same amount of protein, but it does have 23 carbs. However, of those 23 carbs, I think there's only 4 net carbs. And the reason that is because it's pretty high in fiber. It has about 12 grams of fiber, and then the rest of them are pretty much sugar alcohols. Now, this kind of depends on the individual. I personally do not do well with sugar alcohols. They make my stomach not feel the best. So I will typically go for items that have real sugar or don't have any added fake sweeteners just in general because I don't do well with them. I am going to try this product. I'm going to let you know what it tastes like. RIP to my stomach, but that's okay. And then it has about 7 grams of fat, and of the 7 grams, it's saturated fat, so it's not the super healthy fat. But again, we're not getting too much nutrition detail here. In general, it's about the same amount of protein as carbs, so it's a little bit of a higher carb item. I think this would be better for someone who's building or bulking versus someone who's cutting because it is higher calorie, higher carb. But let's try it out. And I've never tried this item either, so we'll try it together. Looks like white chocolate, so I'm probably gonna love it. I love white chocolate, but we'll see. So I should have totally disclosed I've never had peppermint bark, so I don't really know what it's supposed to taste like. I will say it's very pepperminty. Like I can taste the peppermint, but that's all I can taste. Maybe a hint of white chocolate. It did not taste like white chocolate at all. And the peppermint's very, very subtle. Like a lot of artificial flavors, I feel like can be very bold, like an artificial like coconut, can be like in your face or banana. This one's very mellow, so I like the taste of it. I think it just tastes like peppermint. Like I drink a lot of peppermint tea. So that's okay. As far as like peppermint bark, I think it's supposed to be like chocolate and peppermint. I did not get any chocolate, but do I think the item tastes good? Like, yeah, I think it's pretty good. I wouldn't mind recommending that to a client. I think it's very similar to the One bars. if you're someone who eats the 1 bars, I eat those sometimes. It's a similar texture, it's a similar taste to those type of bars. But overall, I think it's pretty good. That is item number 2. Item number 3, I don't have because I drank it all because I love it. So this is almond milk eggnog. I'm ranking this one number 3 because it's not really macro friendly, but it's low calorie. So a glass of almond milk eggnog is about 70 calories. It doesn't really provide too much protein, and it has about 11 grams of sugar. However, regular eggnog is like 160 calories for the same serving size, and it has about 20 grams of sugar. So you're cutting the sugar in half, you're cutting the calories in half for the exact same serving size. This one I think tastes great. I've had a few friends try it. I had my boyfriend try it. What I hear from most people is thinner than regular eggnog. So if you prefer something thinner, this might be a good option for you. I don't drink it all the time, but I definitely drink it a lot during the holiday season. I'll add it to protein shakes. I'll make lattes out of it. I think it has really that eggnoggy flavor without that super thick consistency. So this might be an item you want to try. Now, the last item I'm going to share with you guys was an eye-opener for me. And the reason I'm ranking this one last is because of false advertisement, per usual, on labels making something seem healthy that really might not be as healthy as we think. So this final item is the Sweet Lawrence cookies. If you've seen them in the grocery store, I think I'm pronouncing the name right. I'll share a picture here with you guys so you get an idea of what item I'm talking about. They are labeled gluten-free and dairy-free because I used to be dairy-free, and that's why I originally bought this item. Now, I was grocery shopping looking for some Christmas cookies, and I saw this brand for cookies with 40% less sugar. So I grabbed it. I didn't really read the label. I am in a building phase, so I'm not too conscious of my calories. But I was like, that will be great for my YouTube this week. So I get that item, and I'm like, let me do a little bit of research and see how low in sugar these cookies really are. Now, one cookie is 120 calories and about 6 grams of sugar. And I was like, that's not too bad. But the regular cookie is also 120 calories. So I'm like, what's going on here? So their regular version of this cookie is 120 calories as well, and about 10 grams of sugar, and hence the 40% less sugar. So you're really not reducing calories here, you're reducing the amount of sugar. Now, what they do is they replace that missing sugar with fat. So the fats go up for this item, making them exactly the same calorie-wise. Now, from the marketing and the labeling, you're like, oh, this is probably a healthier item, or maybe just like a more calorie conscious item. We're not going to go into health. We're just going to talk about calories here. So I decided to look up Pillsbury Doughboy cookies, chocolate chip cookies. And I noticed something on the label. The size on the label, which I'm going to share with you here, is 170 calories. And when you first look at it, you're like, oh, 170 calories, 120 calories. Obviously, this brand's better. The Pillsbury Doughboy is not the healthier option, but that is for 2 cookies. So if that's for 2 cookies, 1 cookie is like 85 calories, and that's about 50 calories less than this healthier option. At this point, obviously, the Pillsbury Doughboy cookie is the no-brainer. That's like the option that we want, right? Because it's 85 calories per cookie. Now, this one almost stumped me, I'm not going to lie, but the Pillsbury Doughboy makes 24 cookies. Therefore, 2 cookies is probably the equivalent of 1 of the Sweet Lawrence cookies. And therefore, the Sweet Lawrence cookie is the better option here because it's 120 calories for about the same serving of 2 of the Pillsbury Doughboy cookies. So they're about the same size. So if they're the same size, Pillsbury Doughboy is 170 calories compared to the 120. Now, if you're a 1 cookie person, then maybe the Pillsbury Doughboy cookie is for you because 1 cookie of that is definitely better than the Sweet Lawrence cookie, but it's going to be a smaller cookie, so just take that into consideration. I am going to throw in one more cookie variation here because this one's a pretty popular one with the fitness industry, but the complete cookie. Obviously, this is a protein-focused cookie. Now, the serving size of these cookies is half of a cookie for anyone who doesn't know. It's not the full cookie, it's half a cookie. So the full cookie provides almost 20 grams of protein. It's about 16 grams of protein, but half the cookie is the actual serving size. Now, looking at the serving size, you are getting about 8 grams of protein, which is great, but you're also getting about 15 grams of sugar. Now, this is totally up to you whether you care or not about sugar, if you're someone who needs to track your sugar intake. I don't think that I would consider that a high protein item. Whenever the sugar and the protein are almost the same, or the sugar outweighs the protein content, I do not count that as a high protein item. Now, I'm not telling you to go eat a ton of cookies. That is not what I'm saying here. But if you're between a regular cookie or like the Sweet Lawrence cookies versus the complete cookie, I think the Sweet Lawrence cookies is just a better option. There's less sugar, there's less calories. Yes, there's not as much protein, but you can just supplement protein on the side or add it to a different meal, and you're reducing about 100 calories or more if you eat the complete cookie, because the entire cookie itself is over 400 calories. So just a quick overview of the 5 items we went over today. Ranking number 1 is the hot chocolate from Ghost, which I was very impressed with. Has 20 grams of protein, about 130 calories, pretty calorie efficient, and provides a decent amount of protein. Number 2 is the Quest Peppermint Bark Protein Bar. Mostly tastes like peppermint, but still provides 20 grams of protein and provides about 180 calories. So this is a little bit of a higher calorie item. Item number 3 is the almond milk eggnog, reduces the calories and sugar in half from regular eggnog. So this is a no-brainer substitute. And then the last 3 items were the Sweet Lawrence cookies, which I think are false marketing, really are not as healthy as they may seem. The Pillsbury Doughboy, just regular chocolate chip cookies, and then the complete protein cookies, which have a bit too much sugar for me. When label reading in the grocery store, again, I look for high protein. For me is about 10 to 15 grams per serving. If it's a treat, something like this, obviously, if it's a meat focused item, I want about 20 to 30 grams of protein, but I'm okay with about 10 grams of protein in a treat that's supposed to be protein focused. I also look for the protein content and the sugar content to not be equal. So if the sugar is outweighing the protein or it equals the protein, to me, that is a candy bar. That is not a high protein item. And the last thing I'm going to look at is the serving size with the calories. Is it something that's realistic? Am I going to eat more than that? Is it going to fit within my calorie budget? And just kind of go from there. It's going to differ whether you're in a cutting phase, a building phase, or a maintenance phase, and where your calories are at, as well as what your relationship is with treats. These should be used as supplemental to a diet that is rich in whole grains, lean protein, veggies, fruit, etc. You should use these in addition to what you're eating, not to replace normal meals that are full with nutrients. Thanks so much for joining today. I hope you enjoyed watching me get to taste test some products, giving a little bit of feedback, and maybe using some of these recommendations going into the holiday season. If you didn't already, be sure to subscribe in that bottom right-hand corner for more tips and tricks. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great rest of your day.